Is self-esteem related to imposter syndrome? I think imposter syndrome was already something that I was seeing a lot of, and now I'm seeing more about increasingly this sense that the world expects something of me that maybe I've even actually done previously, but I'm scared about whether or not I'm going to be able to deliver it.
Look, I know imposter syndrome causes people problems, but I'm reassured if somebody suffers from imposter syndrome. It's a sign of honesty. It's a sign of self-awareness. Of course, it has its extreme versions, which, causes people a lot of pain. But if someone is aware that they might be a charlatan or might be pulling off a confidence trick, that's honesty. That's great. That's a starting point. It's just like somebody who knows they might be evil is a good person. Evil people don't worry. They might be evil. So it's, you're likely to be authentic and genuine if sometimes you think, am I a fake? That's a good sign.
It's a good starting point in the same way as identifying that you're a bad driver is a good starting point for not driving fast.
100%.
But it doesn't necessarily make you better on the roads. So where do we go to? Where is becoming a better driver? Okay. My imposter syndrome, thank you, Alan. You've told me that I'm not so up my own arse that I can't see my own flaws. Hooray. What about starting to work through that? What about starting to get a better sense of our own capacities and capabilities?
Look, a lot of it is bouncing against the world and testing yourself against reality. It's very hard to know your talents until you've had a go at something. And I think we all have this sense sometimes that some things come more easily to us than to others. I don't know how great tennis players start, but they must have a sense, I was able to hit that ball and that worked quite well. Or a great writer is able to think, I was able to pull off quite a nice little sentence there. And that's the beginning of a kind of growing confidence. And you need that kind of start. And I think a good life doesn't require you to do everything. It requires you to do the things that you feel you're capable of and that you're especially good at.